What if time ran backward once a year? We live in a universe that follows a strict set of physical laws. The same rules apply everywhere and they never change. At least that's what we think. But what if our reality was actually different? What if there were places where the laws of nature didn't apply? What would happen if time reversed every January for 24 hours? How would it affect our world? Let's find out. You wake up on January feeling like any other day. You get ready, have breakfast, and go about your business. But as you glance at the clock, you notice something strange. The hands are moving backward. You think it's a weird dream, but everything else seems normal. People are going about their day as usual. Cars are driving on the roads and planes are flying in the sky. But then you realize that everyone around you is also moving backward, talking in reverse and performing actions in strange ways. It's like watching a movie on rewind. At first, you try to ignore it and go about your day as usual, but it becomes clear that things aren't right. The food in your fridge is uncooking and your clothes are magically mending themselves. You look at your phone and see that the battery is fully charged and the date is now December. You check the TV and see that the news is reporting on events that haven't happened yet, like a plane crash that hasn't occurred. You feel confused and scared and don't know what to do. As the day progresses, you encounter more and more strange things. People start to get younger, returning to their childhood forms. Babies are born fully grown adults. Dead people come back to life and start acting as if they had never died. The world is in chaos and you don't know where to turn for help. As the clock strikes midnight, you experience a surge of adrenaline as you realize that in just 1 hour, the world will revert back to normal. But as the seconds tick by, something unexpected happens. The world doesn't return to normal, instead, it continues to move backward. You watch in disbelief as cars drive off roads without crashing, planes fly into the sky without taking off. People speak in reversed conversations that make no sense. Buildings unerect themselves, trees grow to their full size in an instant, and babies are returned to their pregnant mothers. Time is running backward at a constant speed. In this new reality, the laws of physics have been turned on their head. Gravity no longer pulls objects down, but pushes them up. Hot objects cool instantly and cold objects heat up. Water flows uphill and ice melts into a liquid state. Balls thrown in the air hover and rain falls upward. The concept of time has been reversed. The past is happening before the present, and the future is occurring after the past. The implications of this phenomenon are far-reaching and profound. If time continues to run backward at a constant speed, it could mean that all of human history would eventually be undone. All inventions, discoveries, and achievements would be erased, and the world would eventually return to a state of chaos and disorder. Everything would eventually break down and revert to its original state. This reversal of the laws of nature has profound implications for our understanding of the universe. It challenges our notions of cause and effect and raises questions about the nature of time itself. If time is not a constant and unchanging force, what else could it be? Is it possible that other forces of nature could also be reversed? What would happen if gravity stopped working for a few minutes, or if the laws of electromagnetism were turned off? The consequences of such changes could be devastating and unpredictable. In addition to the scientific implications, this phenomenon also has profound philosophical implications. If the laws of nature can be reversed, what does it say about the nature of reality? Are we living in a simulation or a dream? What is the nature of consciousness and how does it interact with the physical world? These are difficult questions that have puzzled philosophers for centuries. And this phenomenon only adds to the mystery. So how would you survive if time stopped and started flowing backwards? This is a difficult question with no easy answers. If the laws of nature could be reversed, it would create a world of chaos and disorder. Buildings would collapse, machines would break down, and basic functions of the human body would cease to work. In short, it would be impossible to survive in such a world. But let's imagine that somehow you manage to survive in this topsy-turvy world. What would your life be like? First and foremost, you would need to find a way to obtain food and water. Plants would no longer grow and animals would no longer produce food. So you would have to rely on pre-existing sources of food and water. You would also need to find a way to protect yourself from the elements. Since the laws of thermodynamics would be reversed, the temperature would rise and it would no longer be possible to stay warm in the winter or cool in the summer. You would need to find a shelter that could protect you from the heat or cold, depending on the time of year. In addition to these basic needs, you would also need to find a way to defend yourself. Without the rule of law, society would descend into chaos and there would be no one to protect you from harm. You would need to be constantly on guard against those who would seek to take advantage of you. It would be a world of constant fear and uncertainty. In this brave new world, you would also need to find a way to communicate with others. Language would be completely different as all sounds would be reversed. You would need to learn a new language or find a way to communicate without words. It would be a huge challenge, but perhaps not an impossible one. Perhaps the most difficult thing about surviving in this world would be maintaining your sanity. The constant reversals of time and the breakdown of society would take a heavy toll on your mental health. You would need to find a way to cope with the stress and anxiety of living in a world where nothing is certain. In conclusion, surviving in a world where time runs backward would be extremely challenging. It would require a complete breakdown of society and the laws of nature. It would be a world of chaos and disorder, and only those who are prepared for anything could hope to survive. While it may be fun to imagine a world where time runs backward for a few hours, it is ultimately a terrifying thought. This phenomenon has profound implications for our understanding of the universe and raises many difficult questions about the nature of reality. It also highlights the fragility of our own existence and the delicate balance of forces that allow us to survive on this planet. While the idea of time running backward may seem like a fun fantasy, it is important to remember that our universe operates according to strict laws of nature. Any deviation from these laws could have catastrophic consequences. We should appreciate the fact that we live in a universe that allows for life to flourish, and that we should strive to understand and protect the delicate balance of forces that make our existence possible. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the what-ifs of our universe. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss out on our latest videos. Also, leave a comment below with your thoughts on what would happen if time ran backward once a year. Who knows, your ideas might inspire our next video. Until then, keep thinking outside the box, and we'll see you next time.